thought I was gonna send it into the barrier.
And they're off for heat number 1.
I'm just an adrenaline junkie all around. And when you come out here and put me on a track against a lot of other dudes that are the same, it's like a thrill you never had. It's almost like you're on drugs.
You want to push the boundaries as far as you can, and it's an adrenaline rush, and it's addicting. Maybe too addicting.
I'm like, holy cow. Oh man, this track is very fast.
Full speed through the finish line.
There is some steep competition here on even faster boards.
Oh! It's gonna really test the skill level of all the riders.
And Ruck Smith up into 3rd place.
I'm seeing carnage.
Oh, and a crash in the corner. All 3 racers down.
People crashing everywhere.
Mario Chacon going down all the way in the back, but there are 6 laps. This is going to be exciting.
Coming up hot for a minute.
You're slowing me down. Get the out of the way. Can I cuss? Okay.
Just minutes from the iconic city by the bay, San Francisco, the 3rd stop of the Electrify Race League is about to heat up. Pro-class riders are gathering at Alameda Point, ready to battle for crucial points in the National Championship Series.
This is Jimmy's territory. This is where Jimmy trains, and he's going to have the extra grunt just to kind of get ahead and fight for those points.
This is my hometown, this is my home track, and so to be on this surface is extremely exciting. Battleship in the background, the city in the background.
As the San Francisco event kicks off the second half of the 2024 season, the points race is at the forefront of all the pro riders' minds. Yet the standings are far from set, and anything can still happen.
We are doing a national championship series where we are combining the points for each stop, but we are only taking the best 2. So since the points are very close in almost each of the classes, this stop is so important because it can either excel your position in the championship or maintain it.
Coming from Long Beach, we are on top with points. The goal this weekend is just to stay up there.
Mario's 3 points ahead of me. What I need to do essentially is try to get that fastest qualifying time, get some points on the board early. So I'm excited, it's a new day.
With the 3rd place position in the pro class right now, Johnny Mooney, Tucker Johnson, and then I believe Jimmy Tran are all right within a point. So that final podium spot for the overall is really heating up as well as those top 2 spots.
I am currently sitting behind 3 people, Johnny, Hudson, and Tucker. The reason I'm behind them is because in Phoenix, I had a broken board, and so I did not make it to the finals in day 1. I repaired my board overnight and got it running, and I podiumed the very next day. So as long as my board holds up, I don't see an issue of jumping up in the standings.
So I think I'm 3rd right now, and then there's a couple people right on my tail, so I'm trying to hold the edge on them, and I have it now, so it's nice, but you know, a lot of these guys, all they need is a couple points to knock me off the podium, which, I can't let happen.
There might be some tire rubbing this weekend, honestly, because everyone's fighting for those points this weekend for sure.
There is some steep competition here on even faster boards. And this is a fast track, faster than we've ever set before.
All right, here we go. Ruck Smith kicking off our Super Bowl qualifying. San Francisco Electrify Race League starting off the pro class.
This track is definitely longer. You're gonna see some high-speed competition over here. We do have hairpins at both ends and with little chicanes down the center, but this is gonna be a very high-speed, very challenging track for these racers.
This is going to be just who's got the biggest cojones to, cruise. So.
And there's an improvement up in the 3rd place for Johnny, 27.2.
We saw Reggie in that top spot in Phoenix, and then Mario jumped back up to the top spot in Long Beach. It seems like Reggie's pretty good at those high speeds, so this track may open up some opportunities for him.
Reggie, one of the favorites out here this weekend, always putting himself up in the top of the leaderboard.
Probably gonna be hitting upwards of 40 miles per hour here with some headwind and tailwind. You're strapped in.
Reggie Thomas on that provisional pole as of now with that 25.3, looking to improve with lap number 2.
Just went out there and sent it around the chicanes and tried to make these turns.
Full speed through the finish lines with a 25.0 on lap number 2. Reggie Thomas to the top of the leaderboard by a second.
That was good.
Let's go! This man right here, Jimmy Tran's got something to say about it.
There's like hardly any tight turns. It's all very slight turns.
And again, carrying as much speed as possible through these backside stretch.
Oh.
What was lap one? 26?
25-3.
25-3, yes.
And then 25 flat.
I thought I was gonna extend it into the barrier.
That's what it takes.
They wanted one high-speed track during the series, and this is going to be it.
So checked in with a 32 point.
This is NASCAR with extra steps.
Goes down again.
This is essentially an oval with a couple chicanes mixed in.
Jack, one of the faster racers out here. He definitely has a chance to take that pole position away from Reggie.
The turn on the far side, hairpin, slipped out a lot and lost a lot of time.
Currently in that 4th place position, trying to get up the leaderboard. And he does improve with a 25.8 up into 2nd position with lap number 2.
Jack is flying out there. Woo!
First lap, I got out there, I was focusing on laying a time down, being smooth, getting used to the board, warming up the tires.
E-Skate Jesus, look at the hair flow. This guy's got it all. Speed, looks, the hair. Come on, Tuck.
And that second lap, I just sent it.
And wrapping up lap number 2, we'll see if it's an improvement.
I crossed the line, I just hear him say 25.
And it is up into 2nd place for Tucker Johnson with a 25.5. What a second lap.
I'm like, holy cow.
Wrapping up our pro class will be Mario Chacon, the current overall leader of the ERL series.
Going into qualifying, you know, you see the times just slowly get faster and faster. So it started out, I think, somewhere in the 27s. Reggie going in with a dive bomb at 25, almost flat.
You guys are walking by. This is a lap to watch right now. One of the fastest racers in the world.
It's just a lot when you realize how fast you have to go to sustain that qualifying speed. It's insane. It's insane.
So Mario Chacon trying to get that extra point. He wants that pole position, but it's been back and forth between him and Reggie all year. And he takes it with a 25.001. Oh! Mario Chacon takes pole position right out of Reggie Thomas's hands.
Sorry.
Wait, so we're both 25 flat? But he has like...
I think he's like 0.00.
What, a couple of tenths of a second?
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that. That's the close race we want to see here. You can see these guys' skill levels on par.
6,000ths of a second.
Oh my God. Crazy.
Oh.
The time, bro. It's going to be
I don't know the exact time, but I was running with pole position, and then Mario Chacon went last. So he beat me by 6,000ths of a second. But again, just amazing, just out there full sending it.
I ended up 3rd in qual, which is incredible with the amount of skill of people that are out here and the boards I'm racing against.
Mario Chacon, Jack Farah, Johnny Mooney, and James Jensen are lined up for the first heat race of the weekend.
And they're off for heat number 1.
Whoever can maintain the smoothness around this track is going to be the winner.
Out in the lead, Mario Chacon, followed by Jack Farah. And then right behind him, Johnny Mooney.
Everyone wants to go after Mario, so I know that I'm going to have to give it a little bit more than I usually do.
Top 2 making it directly into the main event.
There's points on the line, and we're all racing for those points for, to be the championship series. That is our ultimate goal.
Checkered flag is out. Mario Chacon, followed by Jack Farah.
Mario Chacon may have scored the top qualifying time for the heats, but Reggie Thomas will have a chance to secure pole position in Saturday's main event by laying down the fastest lap time in heat number 2.
And here we go. Great launch from Reggie and Ashton out into those top 2 spots. Reggie Thomas with a commanding lead now. Taking the checkered flag, Reggie Thomas with the W in heat number 2.
An exceptional race by Reggie has placed him in 2nd position on the grid, just behind Mario in the main event. Heat 3 is next with Hudson Sang, Jimmy Tran, and Tucker Johnson all eyeing an ascension to 3rd place in the national points standings.
All right, we're about to get things going with heat number 3 in our pro class. Racers are on their marks.
My biggest thing is acceleration. Give me a straight line, I can really do it. I can really do it. It looks like this track is pretty straight.
And a good launch from the back. Hudson Sang up into the 2nd place position, passes Ruck Smith with a great launch to get things going.
Slow is clean, clean is smooth, and smooth is fast. That's gonna be my motto this weekend.
If Hudson's in front of me, there's no reason not to pass them.
The battle for that second transfer position is tight right now.
I will be shouting at them if I'm behind them. I'm like, I'm coming after you. You better watch out.
Looking for any opportunity to get past. Ruck Smith trying to find his way past, just held behind. Jimmy Tran keeping his elbows out.
You get into the heat of the moment, and when your friend is in front of you, that's even more exciting because it's like, I'm chasing you down.
And Ruck Smith up into third place, ahead of Jimmy Tran, and right behind Hudson Sang.
Oh man, I thought Post was on my ass the entire race. I didn't let up for a second. Something was flowing through me that whole race.
Whew. Tucker Johnson looking smooth out in the lead. White flag is out for the final lap. And Ruck's trying to battle up, trying to find a way into that second transfer position.
With just a lap and a half remaining, Jimmy Tran seizes the moment, launching a bold move into the hairpin as he tries to overtake Ruck Smith.
Hudson Sang in second, right behind him, Ruck Smith. And Jimmy Tran not far behind either. Oh, and a crash in the corner, all three racers down.
I was like, get back up, get back up. I had 1 foot on the board. I just took off like a rocket, and I was like, I'm keeping that second place. You're not getting me.
Hudson Sang back on his board first, followed by Jimmy Tran. And Ruck Smith, unfortunately, in the back, but Tucker Johnson taking the W. And Hudson Sang takes that second position away.
If you can stay out of the inevitable crashes that are going to happen this weekend, you might come out victorious. That might be the key to this weekend, is just finishing the race.
Tucker Johnson managed to put down a faster lap time than Reggie Thomas during the Pro Class heats, pushing Reggie into the third grid position.
But I got on the podium in Long Beach. I'm hoping to be able to do it again this weekend. There's a competition, but we're all here for the same reason. We're all here for good racing, competitive racing, and none of that works if it doesn't give us our all.
Mario Chacon has secured pole position for the main event, with Tucker Johnson and Reggie Thomas right behind him. For Reggie, this race is a must-win if he hopes to stay in the hunt for the top spot in the standings.
If you want to beat the fastest person, you might have to capitalize on doing a risky move. You have to be right there with them. They don't make a lot of mistakes, but when you do, you need to be right there, ready to execute. So beyond that, it's just simple stuff, just be faster, right?
That sounds easy.
Yeah, that's I guess the end of the day, just go faster.
And the lights are out and off they go. Reggie Thomas with a great launch up into second place, right behind Mario Chacon. Followed by Tucker Johnson and Hudson Sang.
Lost a position. I was like, okay, if I can hold this, if I can hold third, and then they take each other out.
And we got riders down in the corner.
Now I'm like left, right, and there we go. There's the opening. I shoot through it.
Tuck Johnson taking advantage and moving out into P1. Oh, we got a shake up. Mario Chacon going down all the way in the back, but there are 6 laps. This is going to be exciting.
Got back on the board and kept on the fight. I think at that point I was like last, or maybe second to last. And after that, I don't know, my instinct kicked in. I was like, okay, I got to get back on top.
So we'll see if those two can battle back up, but Tucker Johnson has been quick today.
Yet another crash in the hairpin sends third-place contenders Jimmy Tran and Hudson Sang to the pavement, opening a window for Reggie and Mario.
Mario making passes in the back corner.
I was able to make it up to 4th place, right behind Reggie.
But look at that, closing in on them. Mario Chacon and Reggie Thomas trying to make a move on Jack Barra in second. Look at how much ground Mario Chacon has made up.
It was Jack and Tucker in the front, and then Mario behind myself.
Tucker Johnson holding on to that lead. It's tightening up, though. Jack Barra with Reggie Thomas and Mario Chacon right behind him. And here they go.
And with Reggie and I was just watching him and Jack, watching them fight it out.
These guys are so tight right here. Excellent close racing. Final lap, the white flag is out. Look at how close they are. Oh, and Reggie Thomas is down.
Second to last lap. My board fishtailed through the chicane, I must have been on the brakes too hard and then slid on my head.
I leaned back, gave it all the braking I had because I didn't want to run into him or his board. The board went sideways, the wheels locked up, and I was on my butt again. He slammed really good on his head, so I was just like, hey man, are you good? And then he looked a little dazed, but he said, yeah, I'm good. So we got back up on the boards and we kept going.
Tucker Johnson having some issues. Jack Fair catching all the way up to him.
Second to last lap. Look behind me, no one there. Look behind me, no one there. Jack. Look, yeah, dude, I jumped.
Tucker Johnson takes the checkered flag. Jack Fair in second place.
Nearly lost it on that last lap.
Mario Chacon comes across to complete the podium, and Reggie Thomas just off the podium in fourth.
That was dicey.
That's the perfect example of what an e-skate race can be and how hectic and gnarly and crazy it gets. It was hectic. Essentially, I had no heat in the tire, so when I went in to give it throttle here, there was no grip there. So I just looped it.
Went straight over his board.
Yeah. I went around the bend, I was sliding it, the rear, like I normally do, but since the tires weren't up to temperature, essentially I just looped it because I didn't have the grip there. Ended up in third place. Yes sir, podium. We made it work from the back. And all the chaotic mess.
But that's what makes Mario so great, is that he rides on the edge until that line of going down. But I feel like if he just went from 11 to 9, he's unbeatable, bro. But he won't. That's not him. His father was a bull rider. He can ride anything and does it all great, and he just pushes it to the full potential.
Ended up in fourth, but it was a well-fought and well-won and well-deserved race. Won by my teammates, Tucker Johnson and Jack Farrell, so beautiful day overall.
Very, very happy with how today ended. I was a little bit disappointed with qualifying, but with my positioning and how everything worked out, we made it to second.
At the very end, like, you guys completely passed, so you had to make up a lot of ground.
Yeah. Congrats, guy.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Tucker.
Yeah, congrats.
Hope to do it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
This is the first time I won a race. Ecstatic. It's one of those days. I hope it continues to tomorrow. You! Oh yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. Best birthday gift I could ask for.
As Saturday winds down and the riders reflect on the day's thrills, two competitors still can't shake the feeling of something closing in on them.
You start slipping, you start having silly mistakes, everyone will make you pay for it now. It's not just the top guys. Everybody's hungry, everyone's looking for you to make a mistake. A lot more guys came out to win, and I think that's the biggest difference. People aren't here just to have fun and end up on camera. They're here to win.
A fact that Johnny Mooney is currently processing, having been knocked out of third place in the points standings.
I ran my own race today, and I had Mario and Jack in front of me for the heat race, so it was real tough to get a pass. We all just basically stayed where we were at. So I was bumped in the LCQ, and then I got crashed in the first corner, but it just took me out. I mean, I would have been all right if I wasn't involved, but that's the story of today. Just crashes, man. They took me out of everything.
Day 2 in the Bay for the Electrify Race League. Flipped the track this morning, so we're going the opposite direction. Had some great racing yesterday, lots of exciting crashes and overtakes.
Yesterday I got probably a 5 by 5 inch, road rash on my backside. And actually right now I think I'm still bleeding.
Still got blood.
What do you mean? A couple of the guys noticed on my white shirt, and this is a new shirt.
I'm sure you don't want to tap out.
You want me to tap out? It won't stop me, so we can figure it out on our way back to San Diego, but right now it doesn't matter.
Can we see it? Is it like your butt cheek or like?
Yeah, it's my butt cheek.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you see him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like bleeding right now still.
I left yesterday with a couple bruises here on my elbows.
My heel is a bowling ball right now, so.
I think a lot of people today are going to treat the track with a lot more respect. I think everyone learned a little bit about the track yesterday, considering all the falls that took place.
That bump back there was picking up my rear end yesterday. Yeah, it was picking up my rear.
Some of the bumps that we were going through yesterday weren't as bad in the direction we were going.
Yesterday we were dropping down them, now we're popping up.
You got some lips that are about an inch tall, and on a skateboard that's very low to the ground, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
There's no way no one's going to crash today. You can quote me on that.
You kind of have a symbiotic relationship with your board. You have to fully trust that thing to propel you and break you in every sense of the word. I mean, because if it doesn't, then your momentum is going to carry you into the ground real fast.
In electric skateboard racing, crashing to the ground isn't the only way to fall. For Johnny Mooney and Reggie Thomas, it also means falling in the points.
Coming into San Francisco day one, I was 3 points away from Mario. After the mishap and everything and ending in P4, just one place off of Podium, I'm down 2 more points down to 5. So a little gutted, but today we'll see what we can do. And I'm still holding strong in P2, so nothing to complain about here.
This is the pro class qualifying, so the fastest e-skates out here this weekend, pushing over 40 miles an hour on these straightaways.
I'd say that San Francisco has been the toughest track for myself and a whole bunch of other racers just because it's a lot less technical, it's a lot more fast, so it's very competitive. Who wants to just end it and rest their body?
And going even quicker on lap number 2 with a 24.9 from Jimmy Tran up into first position.
People are going to be sending it even harder the second day on track.
Next on track, Reggie Thomas.
I'm ready to, go even faster than I did yesterday. I'm excited for practice and qualifying times.
Reggie currently in second place on the overall standings for the pro class.
In a sense where it's like you want it to be more of an extension of your body and you want to be in full control of it. You don't want to be having it control you.
Reggie carrying a lot of speed through that start-finish line and to the second place with a 24.6, Reggie Thomas. It looks like Reggie went down.
I saw Reggie on the ground. He had that look in his face where somebody's down and he's a little bit lost. He stood up and he was talking and he was there. He was he knew he was here, so that's a really good sign. His helmet actually had a crack and potentially was compromised from the falls that we took yesterday.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Helmet cracked. It's a dangerous sport.
Yeah. The back of his head was bleeding a little bit.
Good shot. Mainly the helmet yeah. So, good. Definitely have a cut on his head, so let's take a look at that.
It's not rare for people to crash in qualifying. That's when people are usually pushing themselves, trying to get the best possible lap because that sets up your whole day. And it doesn't surprise me that, someone crashed in the straight here. That's 45 miles an hour.
Mario Chacon back on track, ready to set his hot lap.
Did a little bit more of a warm-up, a tire warm-up, because I knew yesterday I had trouble with that during the finals, so I wanted to make sure I didn't make that same mistake.
Looks like it's going to be a good lap, maybe threaten one of those top spots. Mario Chacon checks in with a 23.9. So Mario up to the top of the leaderboard.
We placed top in the qualifying, and now it's all about just holding that pace during the heats, so we stay in the front during the finals.
With day 2 of qualifying complete, all eyes have shifted back to the condition of Reggie Thomas.
Your helmet is cracked. It's rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Feels like it should be cracked. Yeah, it should. But
The whole pro qualifying, everyone is a little bit on edge after seeing Reggie Thomas fall.
Oh my God.
He took a very hard fall to the back of the head, cracked his helmet, knocked himself out too. He was holding onto the throttle while being knocked out. It just reminds us that we're not invincible.
And I think you're done racing for today because my concern is going to be concussion.
With all signs pointing to a minor concussion, Reggie Thomas's day is over. Before heading to the hospital for further examination, he heads to the pits to collect his things.
I don't think he'd want to race. He was contemplating not racing today because of that previous fall and how it left him dazed.
I'm good. I think they're going to make me go to the hospital.
Just that drive to keep on racing, push him to keep going.
I have a head wrap on?
Yes.
Oh, I look like a patient.
A hit to confidence in terms of like pushing ourselves. I feel like that will always be kind of in the back of our head for the rest of the day.
The Pro Class pit is visibly rattled by Thomas's sudden departure. The real question now is, will riders ease off or double down and risk it all to secure a coveted spot at the front of the main event's grid?
All right, here we go. Heat number 1 of the Pro Class. Mario Chacon with a great launch. followed by Tucker Johnson and Hudson Stang. 4 laps to determine the grid positions for the main event.
Mario Chacon doesn't hold back in his pursuit for that top grid position.
Checkered flag coming out. Mario takes the W in heat number 1 of our pro class, followed by Tucker Johnson.
I was against Johnny Mooney. He had a placement ahead of me. I got the launch, and I was able to stay there.
The white flag is out. Final lap. Jack Farah out in the lead, followed by Jimmy Tran, and then Ruck Smith in third.
Once we got to that hairpin, I took a small glance behind me. I see him still like going into the hairpin as I'm exiting. I'm like, okay, just consistency, and now I will for sure have a good spot for finals at least.
Checkered flag coming out. Jack Farah taking the win for heat number 2. Jimmy Tran coming in second, followed by Ruck Smith.
If you didn't already know, like Reggie went down really hard. It's not the way you want to go out, so he's out of the race. But that is one less racer out there for me.
With Reggie Thomas and several other riders sidelined by injuries and technical problems, only 9 competitors remain for the main event, making it a battle among the few who are left standing.
The other interesting thing that will be with 9 people, that the leaders are going to eventually catch up to the back of the pack, and that's going to slow them down.
Oh, absolutely.
And then that will be another opportunity, another factor in which we can easily close the gap.
In a track that's like this, or really any short track, a launch could be the difference between winning or losing. It's hard to make a pass because you have to rely on someone kind of making a mistake or opening up the window for you to take that opportunity for a pass.
As the main event kicks off today, Tucker Johnson finds himself in a position he could only dream of. With Reggie Thomas out of the race, the door is wide open. A win today doesn't just mean victory, it means Tucker could leap into a tie for second place in the point standings. With 8 other hungry riders looking to make the podium, making this leap won't be easy.
There we go. Great jump from Jack Farah.
Jack and I beat Mario off the launch.
Mario with an issue.
As soon as I go on the throttle, I got a weird blip. Something wrong going on with the remote. I think I kind of got a little cutout at the beginning. For a split second, it was like, oh shit. You know, it's like, is it over?
Dropped back a few places.
I lost 3 positions. Jack, Jimmy, and Tucker got ahead.
Jack Farah into the lead, Jimmy Tran, Tucker Johnson, and then Mario Chacon.
So after I came back on throttle, I started hunting.
Jack Farah in the lead through lap number 1. Jimmy Tran coming through in second place. Tucker Johnson with Mario Chacon right behind him, looking for any opportunity to get through.
I think it was lap 3. We were in about halfway through the race. Tucker finally opens up a little bit.
I slipped out for a second. Mario slipped right in and took advantage of that. It was textbook. Great pass by him.
And there it goes, right past Tucker Johnson, up into third position.
Now it's a chase against Jimmy.
Mario went from 8 to 3 yesterday. I'm sure he can make his way from 3 to 1.
I was holding second for a long time there, and Jack was out front. I was trying to chase him down, put the pressure on him, hoping he'd make a mistake.
So Jack Farah in the lead, Mario Chacon on the tail of Jimmy Tran. The battle for second is heating up.
Unfortunately, I made the mistake.
So we're going into the back hairpin. He starts opening up. He goes a little too wide. I'm able to swoop in and take the inner line.
And Mario up into second place past Jimmy Tran. And he is on his way to try to track down Jack Farah. What a race so far.
As I predicted that the slow racers would clog up the race, sure enough, that's what happened.
And we have some lap traffic up ahead.
Mario and I were both able to catch up to Jack.
Oh, it's about to get interesting.
Jack's up ahead and slowed down just enough for me to take advantage right after the start-finish line.
Mario Chacon on the inside makes the pass with the lap traffic.
Mario saw his opportunity and he took it. He punishes people for making any little mistake. I should have just went for it.
What a move, and holds it through the corner.
Mario was able to swoop in under Jack. I tried to do the same thing, and both Jack and I came out neck and neck out of the corner.
Took advantage of that situation, was able to stay ahead for about half a lap.
Jimmy Tran right behind the two of them. The battle for the podium. Here we go. Checkers are out. Mario Chacon takes the W.
Mario Chacon has done it again. With his 4th first-place finish in the Electrify Race Series, he's not just leading the pack, he's soaring to near unreachable heights in the point standings.
Taking third, the Lope Dog, Jimmy Tran.
This is Jimmy's third time landing in third place. But despite the podium finish, his quest to leapfrog teammate Johnny Mooney and claim third in the standings falls short. Now, Jimmy finds himself in fifth place, clutching 34 points.
Coming in second, out of Dana Point, Jack Farah.
We got second again, day 2. That's racing. It's not always going to go in your favor.
All right, and topping the podium today, and it wasn't easy. Out of the LBC, Mario Chacon!
Mario Chacon keeps racking up points in the relentless chase for the championship.
Mario!
Tucker Johnson's birthday weekend couldn't have played out any better. He stormed to a first-place finish on Saturday and clinched third for the weekend event.
Coming in third with 17 points, Tucker Johnson.
Now, with a surge of momentum, he's catapulted himself into third place overall in the standings.
Coming in second with 18 points, Jack Farah.
Jack Farah leaves San Francisco with 29 points and a chance once again to move up in the standings in New York.
Taking the top spot for the weekend, Mario Chacon!
Watching Mario stand atop the podium has become a routine spectacle.
Pop those bottles!
But every time he claims that top spot, it lights a fire in the hearts of the other riders. Mario's victories are not just personal triumphs. They're the challenges that push everyone else to dig deeper and fight harder.
Everyone wants to be on top, right? You want to push yourself and be on top. If Mario's up there, like, a lot of respect to the guy, a lot of respect to what he's done for, you know, the sport, but no one gets better if you're just holding yourself back. You want to break through that ceiling. We need to bring ourselves to Mario's level and then bust the ceiling, right? I don't think he's going to be mad at that. And if he is mad at that, then, you know, tell him to come talk to me.
Even though Reggie Thomas couldn't hit the track today, the championship is still within his grasp. He'll need to defend his second place position with everything he's got if he hopes to claim the ultimate prize.
Psychologically, I'm 100% fine. It's part of racing. I'm pretty tough. It's no big deal to me. I'll recoup. You know, just as soon as my head stops hurting, I'll be back on the track and you know, look forward to the future.
The fight isn't over in the pro class. The gloves are coming off in New York for an East Coast, West Coast showdown where Mario will be faced with his greatest challenge yet.
There's one person that's out there that Mario hasn't beat. He's won some of the previous races 3 times in a row. So his name is Morgan Brady, and he plans to make it to the New York race.
Will Mario finally outrace his greatest challenger? Find out next time on Asphalt Kings.